Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Rebellious Voz. And that is correct. We have done away with the mask. We are tired of the tyrannical shenanigans and hoops that we have to jump. I think everybody is. Even those that don't want to admit it. Anyway, I wanted to make a video because just a day ago, I had to accompany someone to one of those community clinics. Well, upon entry into the room, I saw all this propaganda on the wall, on each wall. Some with the mask up to open up, and another wall with take the flu vaccine. It is very important. You don't want to infect friends, family, your community. It is important that everyone take it because Big Pharma needs your money. In talking with the doctor began to ask and inquire whether I was going to take the flu vaccine. And I said, nope, and no, I don't do that. Well, we all know what happened next, right? The propaganda began spewing. She said, it's very important that you take the flu vaccine because imagine you catch a fever, you catch something, you'll be out of work for a number of days and affect you financially. That'd be a financial hit. Even if you test negative, you'll still be out for a number of days. Do you understand? I understand very well. As Upton Sinclair said, it is difficult to get a man to understand something when his salary depends on him not understanding it. I understand very well, ma'am. I think she understood and saw my face and that I was not at all in for what she was saying. She then said, well, I guess if the flu vaccine works, right? But it'll work. It'll work. At least we hope, right? At least we hope. Very reassuring words from a physician. I guess we shouldn't be surprised anymore about what we see and hear. And we find out in these times that common sense, I guess, wasn't so common. Oh well. The thing we shouldn't lose sight about, though, is that little by little, we're giving up our rights. People are bowing down and saying,
please, take my rights, but protect me against this virus that's gonna come after me like Jack the Ripper.
Oh man, what fear does to people. Just craziness. Here in Washington, you have that situation over there in Pullman with all the collegiates returning to the university and things. And, a spike of 800 cases. From what? From taking that PCR test? So which one do you think came first? The chicken or the egg is the big question. So, was there a spike because there was more testing? What is the real reason? Is it that you want to show that going back to school is dangerous? That being social and being a normal college student is dangerous? Is that what you want to show? Like you want to show it in the elementary, middle, and high schools? Have people just on the computer watching someone over a screen? Is that what you want to do? Is that where you want to take the country and our youth? And then you have some of those collegiates being cited for not wearing a mask and for having parties, for being social, for not social distancing from one another. So Police Chief Gary Jenkins is tasked with controlling the spread of the peanut butter and jelly. Yes, he admits that he is using local ordinances in order to cite and fine people. And he says this, we're actually using local ordinances, which is called the nuisance party ordinance, and it's a civil infraction, so I am looking for minors with alcohol for parties. And also, there's a language in the local ordinances that addresses activity that's detrimental to the public health. He continued,
And so we are using the theory that not wearing a mask, not social distancing, and having gatherings of more than 10, all these are in violation of the governor's proclamation and the State Department health orders, and these are all detrimental to the public health. Yes, we are using local ordinances in order to impose tyranny on you students that brings so much money to our town.
Then we got this. The National Guard headed to Pullman to slow the spread. Hey, but I thought Mr. Jenkins was going to take care of that spread jelly and everything. Well, I guess not. He must need a full team in order to take care of this task. But again, what were the National Guard going to do? Oh yeah, they were going to help with testing, huh? More testing. More cases. Good plan. Good plan with that PCR. But you know what? Them clever kids are foxes. They're thinking up creative ways to get out of the tickets from when they get them from hosting the parties. So I guess some of their friends get on their phones and send money to the one hosting the parties so that they can pay for that $250 ticket or more that they have just been handed. You know, that's community right there. It's very unfortunate that they're going off this case story. This story of cases, not deaths. Everyone's a case, healthy or not. Even professional athletes are cases. Even though they're healthier than probably most of the population, they're sick people because they were positive. You know, don't look at just one side, look at both sides. I encourage you. And as I say, study, read, and draw your own conclusion all the time. I'm going to continue to say that many times because that's all we have. We are our own protection. If your community doesn't stand with you, we all lose. And that's what's happening in Pullman. Because the people around in the community, they're like, oh, it's all these college kids throwing parties. We have a spike in 800 cases. They're gonna ruin our community. They're gonna get us all sick. When they're just testing positive with a test that's known and documented to have a false positive rate, a high false positive rate. And even some of the studies have been withdrawn. One in particular that said that. Withdrawn. Not because of a faulty study, but because it didn't go along with the narrative that they were trying to portray. As they told you, say no to drugs, just say no to propaganda. Such a shame to see a park so alone. No kids running around, no kids playing on the toys, all cooped up at home, watching someone through video, no social interaction, all this suicidal ideation going on in kids' heads. The prevention, killing more people than the actual disease. We're living in times that make no sense. We're trusting experts that change their mind from time to time, and depending on the situation, depending on what group protests and for what. And nature just sits here. The birds still chirp, the birds still sing, but our lifestyle, our lives come to a stop. What a shame.